Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time since I posted, basically since 1st of April, which I'm sorry, I want to start posting more so we can follow the plans like on live, not on live, but like on a weekly basis. So yeah, that's my goal. I want to start posting every 2 days, every 3 days, so we can make some plans and see how the plans went. And we can learn from these videos all together. Okay. Um. eh, eh, um, yeah. Well, let's start with Bitcoin on the monthly. Okay. This is well. So we see this range. Okay, we had. So we swept the highs. We deviated below the range highs, and now we see a similar behavior around the lower part of the range, which is quite interesting, because we managed to close the monthly above this range. Okay, so it's important to hold the 74,700. Okay, you wanna hold, of course, the low part of this range, because obviously if we lose it, this would just be a trap, and then we'll just go lower. But I mean, on the monthly it looks nice. Okay, now on the weekly it also looks very nice. I think we have this nice grind up. Okay, we can maybe draw some nice trend. Okay, we've been trading nicely with some higher highs, higher lows. Higher high, higher low, higher high, like that. The thing is, are we gonna keep doing it until we reach supply? Well, I think we should get a little pullback. I think it would be very nice to load some longs, but you never get whatever you want in this market. So what I want to draw, okay, is this range, this 79,400. Okay, this is the level I'm watching now, which, well, 79,400. I like it. Okay, it's this local range. Okay, we formed this range, we swept this range, this high, we dropped, then we swept, then we went for the liquidity. Underneath we tapped onto demand here. Okay, and sweeping this low at the same time, so this would have been a nice area to long, because you had the invalidation of 74,500. Okay, so you could have obviously long here on the sweep with the invalidation, would have been just losing this level. Okay, 74. But yeah, okay, so we held that demand, then we reclaimed the lower part of this local range, and then we just reclaim the mid range, and then we just went up. Okay, well, now I'm basically watching what are my main areas of interest. Well, obviously this is gonna be very important. Okay, which also aligns with these levels of Fibonacci. Okay, so you really want to pay attention to this level. Okay, this is a level where a lot of people will get excited. Okay, they will start longing like crazy, but they don't know we're just gonna be running on to resistance. It was support, we broke it, so it turns into resistance. Simple. Which also aligns with this Fibonacci. We could perfectly get sweep above this, but I wouldn't get really excited, about these levels, 83, from 83,500 to 85. I rather look for shorts than for longs for Bitcoin. At least to hedge against my spot bucks, I think you can catch a really nice move from this level. But yeah, I think we will reach it eventually, And you wanna see what the move it's like, if it's very fast, that's likely market maker manipulating price. Um, if it's a fast move, it's likely gonna get retraced. Okay, so that's why I would preferably look for shorts. I wanna see what is the price doing when it gets to this level. Just don't ape into shorts just because it just gets to the level. See how it reacts around this level, okay? But yeah, okay. On the daily, yeah, it's nice. This is Wednesday, okay. Well, we got a high there and a low here as well. So you wanna observe also from this demand, okay, on the 4 hour. Oh, on the daily, my bad, that's daily. So I think this is a nice area, to go for longs if we get it. Okay. So if we get a sweep of this low onto previous support resistance that we broke, and then we retested, we went up. Okay, so it was support, no resistance. We broke resistance, tested again as support, and then we went up. So now you want to see it as support. Okay, we also formed a nice daily demand here. Okay, nice daily order block. This is a daily order block. I wanna 10, 10, 10, 10. Okay. So what you want to see price doing here? It's quite simple, it's quite simple. If you see price coming here, sweeping this low and reclaim, please wait for reclaim, okay? It's no point just aping longs like this. Just because price gets here, just don't open the long straight away, okay? I mean, if you're aggressive, you can, of course, but put your stops. I would put my stops if you just wanna open the long straight here. I'll put my stops around 77, something like that, because you can also get wicked here. Okay, but yeah, what I wanna say. So if you get a sweep and reclaim, you long this, okay? But wait for reclaim, so you can have an easy invalidation, okay? You could put your stop underneath that wick that would be created, okay? And then you can target this supply 83, 84, okay? That would be a nice setup. Then, I mean, maybe we just get it from here, So we have swept this low. We're holding it right now. So yeah, why not? There's nothing stopping us right now that price could just do that from here, If we lose this low, 80,000, 80,000 is an important level, this low. If we start showing weakness here, yeah, I think if we look, we form this hourly demand. But yeah, if you could, maybe price could just retrace there and go back up, then trap these lows, uh, you know, go for these highs. I mean, we're in a really choppy environment, okay? So if you don't know what you're doing, you don't really know how to read price action, just stay away from this price action. Cause look at this, it's just fucking horrendous. But yeah, you can just go from here, tap this demand, go for these highs, then sweep them again, go down, and then just go for this, go up. Like, it just depends, you just gotta plan daily. But yeah, if you're an experienced trader, it's no point bothering reading this price action. I mean, reading price action is important, so you learn. Just don't trade it blindly, okay? Have your plans, nice invalidations, and that's it, okay? But what I'm trying to say here is important, okay? Please, this is a daily order block, okay? Now price is holding, okay? You want to see price hold here, okay? So we can continue go up, okay? So you want to see if you get a strip here, you just long the reclaim, okay? But we could also deviate, okay? We could manipulate the price below this low, below this order block, and then go straight up, okay? That's why I want to wait for a sweep and reclaim, okay? Because if we don't reclaim, we might bleed a bit down because there's a lot of liquidity here, okay? So there is a lot of liquidity there. Okay, so market maker could just a lot of stops there. I know there's a lot of stops there. So market maker could just wick, and then as soon as you reclaim the lower end, okay, of this order block and the mid range, okay, so my longs would be there, okay. I would long here 100% if we get a sweep and reclaim. Wait for reclaim, please, because price as well. This is the monthly flat, okay, so it could get swept as well. Because if we don't hold the mid range here, okay, as I said, if we drop here, we don't hold, we will go for this. We'll go for this liquidity here. But you wanna wait for sweep and reclaim. Please wait for reclaim, okay, to enter. Because we could just bleed down, 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 down. Sweep that monthly flat, the monthly open, 76,000. Tap the daily demand I was talking about earlier, okay. And then we'll go up. I will definitely long this 76, 75. I will definitely long this if we get it, okay. The thing is, we might not get it. We might just get us. That's why you gotta be prepared for longing, having other scenarios. So maybe sweep, reclaim, hold this uh, previous resistance, which is not support, hold it, and then we go up, okay, and then you long here. We don't hold. I'll look for longs here, 77. Let's see how price reacts here, okay, after sweeping this liquidity. And then if we don't hold here, we will definitely go for 76, okay. We will go for the monthly open, swap that range low we previously had, monthly flat onto daily demand. This would be a really nice setup to play. I will definitely long this and a lot of altcoins as well, probably. Okay, but yeah, this is the plan for Bitcoin now. Also, if we just pump from here towards here, and then we get this, if we the support I was talking about, the resistance I was talking about earlier on. So if we get this, price shoots up here, deviates, and then breaks below this high, I will short this as well. Okay. Maybe if I start seeing weakness here, I don't like, I might open a little short here with low risk. But then my main position, I would wait to break below this high to add to my winning position if price has retraced from here, okay. But yeah, these are my long and short plans, okay. Shorts I'm interested in here. looking for deviations, rejections on this Fibonacci and resistance. Okay, but yeah, basically that's for Bitcoin. Okay, so looks for longs here. If not here, see, wait for sweeps and reclaims. Okay, no point opening long just blindly. And yeah, that's for Bitcoin. Okay, let's see what we got for Ethereum. Ethereum's been doing decent, but now it's showing a lot of signs of rejections. That's because Bitcoin it's a bit weak. Well, a bit not quite weak. Ethereum per Bitcoin, Yeah, let's see. I've been waiting for this level. I don't know for how long for Ethereum per Bitcoin, so I can long Ethereum, do 100x long Ethereum. I'm telling you, I will do that as soon as Bitcoin reaches this level. Because I'm pretty sure it will bounce from here. If it doesn't, well, it's okay. Oh, I'll accept my loss, but this level for Ethereum per Bitcoin it's very important. Okay. I wanted to see. I first thought per Bitcoin was gonna hold this deviation. It just looked like we were manipulated price below the low and we were just gonna start going up, but I guess it just got rejected at resistance. Pretty hard, we've been having a lot of 3 days, 3 red days, 3 day candle, all of them red, but yeah, I mean, well, let's see if we can hold this little low here. Maybe we can, but if we hold it here, probably just be a bearish retest. We just go down again. So my main level I'm paying attention to on ETH per Bitcoin is here. So I can long every altcoin on the market and Ethereum as well. So as soon as we start seeing some strength on this pair, Ethereum will start outperforming Bitcoin. But we gotta wait for that, okay? You cannot just be hoping something happens on the markets. Just observe, wait, a lot of patience. Time will come. Time will come. You'll have your opportunity to long it, but you just gotta wait for the right time, okay? Okay. Ethereum. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. Okay. Well, on this local range, we're in this range. This high swept. We've kind of been trapped between this range, for quite a while now. Well, it's just quite annoying, not getting any breakout nowhere. But it's fine. It's part of trading. Sometimes it's more boring than others. But it's important level to hold 2200, 400. However, look at this 12-hour demand. This looks very tempting to me, man. To leave some limit orders. Stripping this low. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be very nice. We have a lot of untapped demands, which, well, it's not what I like to see, But but yeah, well, we've been trading on this big range. Okay. huge move down. Then yeah, we just chopped around here, you know, swept some lows here, chop, chop, chop. This mid range, you know, the mid range was acting quite pivot, always acting very nice. The mid range holding, then we eventually went up towards these highs. Okay. So now, what do you want to see on Ethereum? Okay, let's make some plans for Ethereum. It's not acting very strong now because of what I said of the pair Ethereum Bitcoin. Okay, but it's holding on the upper part of the range, which could be a sign of a possible breakout. But look, probably a lot of people just longed here, thinking we were gonna get the breakout, but it was just a sweep of this high and this high. Then here again, probably a lot of people long here. We're gonna break out. Same here, same here. So you actually want to see a breakout, retest, and then you long. Okay, don't long just blindly, like, 'cause it could just be a sweep. Okay. So actually wait for a nice breakout. Okay, clear breakout, not with a wick like that. Strong momentum. Wait for retest and long. Okay, maybe you don't get the retest. You know it happens, but I'll try to be on a position before that happens. So what I'm looking for these days, looking for this nice demand. You know, we got a nice move from this level. Okay, look at this move. This is nice. So there was a lot of buyers there. Okay, what you want to see? Maybe if price reaches here, you want to see being bought up quickly. All right. So what I would want to do is but maybe you can get wicked as well, because that would align with this another untapped demand, aligning with my Fibonacci, which would be an even better entry. Okay, so maybe what you want to do is see if we tap this demand. Okay, if we tap this demand and then we reclaim the 2250, these range lows, after tapping this demand, you enter here. Okay, after this with a stop loss below this demand. Okay, and then you can target the range highs again. This is to our well, a bit more. 220 hour. Yeah, that's nice. But I mean, you can open a position here, small position here, hoping for a bounce. Okay, and then if you see price reclaiming this lower part of this local range, you can long it here. Okay, I mean, you can add to your winning position here with a stop loss below the low, below this demand, and doing that, your average entry would be lower than just longing straight here after the reclaim. But if you want to be more cautious, you can wait for the reclaim. Okay, don't long here, because as I said, if we just get a cascade, you know, like a liquidation cascade or whatever, it would perfectly just tap onto this demand as well, onto this Fibonacci. But I will definitely long this if we get it. Okay. Invalidation would be, well, obviously, yeah, when I long here, my invalidation would be if I see like a 12-hour closure below this Fibonacci, I would probably close the trade, you know, because we could just go for all this liquidity here. But I don't think we're gonna, at least this month and 2 months, this next 2 months, I don't think we will trade below 2000 for Ethereum. I really don't think so. But everything can happen, you know. If we see weakness, if we see this range, okay, and we see weakness below this range, we lose this demand, we will go down, okay? You don't have to get attached, no emotions on the charts, just look at the charts, see what happens, okay? It's simple. I'm just telling you what I think it will happen, and I will now, these days, I'd rather look for longs than for shorts, okay? I mean, if from here, if we just get this as well, again, a sweep of all these highs, and then we close below, again, I look for shorts, of course, at least for these lows, but that's just be as a scalp, okay? But yeah, okay, let's watch. I'm watching 2200, okay? Yeah, basically that 2200, this demand, nice demand, reclaim of this 2250, you long it. I would maybe leave, yeah, I'll definitely, I think I will, yeah, I will try for a scalp, you know, with very small position here. Let's see if we get a bounce from here. And then if you just get a bounce from here, you hope for a reclaim of this low. But okay, I don't know what happened to my mic. Oh shit, sorry. Yeah, so if we get a bounce from here, but then you see rejections here, might not be a good sign, okay? So yeah, just pay attention to this low of this local range, okay? This is the local range. Okay, range low, range high, range mean. So yeah, this is what I will do this next few days. Pay attention to this low, because now we form like it's like a supply, 12-hour supply. I don't really like this price action right now. I think we might go lower for Ethereum, you know, tap on these and chop around. Maybe, I don't know if we drop here, but yeah. I'm not in any position right now. There's no point in any position right now. It's gambling, you know. Like, look for the extremes, okay? This is where the money is to be made, okay? No, don't trade this, okay? You can trade this, yeah, of course, but don't trade here when it's in the middle. Always trade on the range lows, longs. Look, you know, you got a nice sweep of this low, then you long it with the invalidation here. Target range highs, okay? Then you get swept, you sweep these highs, you can short down, okay? Then you see up to the range highs, sweep range highs down, okay? This is the environment we're in, okay? So you either trade the chop or don't trade, okay? No emotions, just short the highs, long the range lows, you know. Don't hope for a breakout blindly, okay? There's no point on doing that. When you get the breakout, you'll get it. Oh, if you miss it, you miss it. If you don't, that's good for you. But I'll try to be positioned for that for sure. Yeah, okay, so look for longs here and longs here. Then, I don't know if there's any coins you guys want to look at. Well, let's see hype. Okay, hype is an interesting. It's an interesting one. Very interesting. You see this range highs, range lows, so this range lows, well, some nice manipulation. Okay, then we finally reclaim this low. You know, broke, retest, held up. That's nice. Okay, now we're in this local. Sorry. So we're in this local range inside this other range. Okay. What do you wanna see? Well, what I do wanna see. So as you can see, got this local range. Okay, we swept the lows. Okay, reclaimed up. Then we manipulated price below this high. down. Okay, this was a clear short. Like, come on. I took this short and I took profit from 43 to 40. Because look at this, it just couldn't be any clearer, man. Like, you're at range highs. You obviously don't look for longs, okay, at range highs, okay. Like you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive candles with wicks looking like that. All of them basically they are closing below the same. Like all of them are literally closing below the same perfect level. Oh my god, that's just too nice to look at. It's amazing. Like I don't know, this 44.65, it would definitely be a key level to watch whenever we get a breakout. Because we will tap the 50s. We will tap the 50s. Would it be after sweeping some lows? Likely. Okay, you see, like this level 40 is what I was talking about. Look, just rejected perfectly there and down. Okay, but oh, we form a daily order block here. That's interesting. Yeah, we formed some supply here on hype. Okay, interesting supply, which I wouldn't get, if we were to pump from here to here, don't get too excited here, okay, because you're literally gonna be pumping onto this mid-range and onto this daily supply, so it's likely we reject from here. I don't plan to position myself too long as we don't get a daily above 44 or 45, a daily closer above 45, I won't position myself on hype, okay, for the breakout at least to 50, and then 50 we'll see how we react on the 50s if we manage to flip the 50 and then just go price discovery. But yeah, I'll look for longs now. Nah. For longs down underneath here. Ooh, look at this order block. This is a nice daily demand you wanna pay attention to, okay? This is a daily demand you wanna pay attention to, as well as this Fibonacci, okay? And look at these lows as well. Low, weak lows. They are gonna get swept for sure. I mean, something like that, I wouldn't mind. We sweep these lows onto daily demand, previous range low, and onto Fibonacci. Okay. Where I would position myself? Well, if we drop, we sweep these lows. Well, imagine we don't tap this demand. Okay, if we just were to sweep these lows, I would wait to position myself on the reclaim of the mid-range on the 40, which is also a psychological level, so it's a nice area. Okay, I longed the hype earlier today. 40. Why? Because it was a 4-hour order block here, untapped. So as soon as I saw price sweeping underneath the order block, well, not underneath, just swept the order block nicely. But yeah, as soon as I saw hype was tapping this 4-hour order block, I knew I could get a nice scalp. I don't know if I'll hold it because I'm gonna go to sleep soon. And Ethereum is not looking great, so alts I wouldn't be surprised if now we get a little retrace for alts. But at least we managed to close 2 4 hours above this level, which is quite interesting. Um, 2 hours, not looking that bad either. 2 hours are closing above the mid-range I drew. So I think maybe I might hold hype. Maybe, and also this 2 hour. Maybe I can hold it to here. I don't know, and then reject again. I'll see what I do. But it's not looking that bad, hype. As long as we hold the 40, this mid-range. But yeah, these lows are gonna get swept. I mean, I know they're gonna get swept, okay? The thing is when and where do we position ourselves? So yeah, so if we sweep this, okay, onto these fib levels, I will position myself on the reclaim of the 40, okay, on the mid-range, okay? So I would wanna see sweep of this onto Fibonacci and then this. On the other hand, if we were not to hold the Fibonacci and we were to tap the daily demand underneath, I would wait because this could go lower, but I don't think we're gonna tap lower. Are we actually gonna go for another deviation? I mean, if we were to form here a double bottom and then another deviation here, damn, that would be a great opportunity to position yourself for a crazy run for high, because I know if we get a double bottom here, double deviation below these lows, I would long my house literally and target at least 50s. I know that can happen. I know that would happen if we get that. But okay, the thing is, if you get a tap on this demand, daily demand, and then you see price recovering these fib levels, okay, the 38, 39, well, these lows basically is these lows. Okay, if you see tapping that demand and then reclaiming this low, you can position yourself here on high to long it, and then place your stop below this, below the low that would be created after tapping this demand, and then target at least, you could target at least supply. Okay, so that can be a nice setup. Okay. But yeah, you could even get that, or maybe only a sweep of this onto OT and then reclaim of the mid-range, and then you position yourself as well. With an invalidation, would be losing the mid-range here. Okay, the setup here would be like this, with a stop loss below the mid-range. Okay, below the maybe order block here, and then target as well the daily supply. But yeah, well, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. I mean, the video is getting a bit late, a bit long, so I'm gonna cut here. I don't know if there's any coins I can analyze. FET. I posted FET on Twitter when we were here. 20. I longed FET here, and I got I took profit mainly on the mid range, and then held a little bit and sold above this high. So sold a bit here and then a bit here, and then yeah, I think I did good because now it's a bit retracing. So yeah, what is this environment you wanna be careful? Okay, we're trading sideways, so if you don't know how to trade sideways, don't trade. Sorry. Nice deviation. Why did I post along on my Twitter? Well, because you got this this range, okay, range lows, range highs. You swept the range highs, so where was gonna be the other side? The other draw of liquidity. First of all, I knew there was a lot of stops there. Okay, it's a lot of liquidity there. So obviously I was not planning on longing here. I was not hoping for a breakout of a head here. I was actually looking for shorts here, but I didn't end up shorting Fed. I don't know. It's just, these AI coins, you never know. You may get a 50% green candle one day, so I was not feeling shorting Fed. But yeah, I knew there was building liquidity underneath here. They were gonna trap here. Then they printed this candle to trap a lot of traders thinking they were gonna go up and then just start reversing. And that's what I was looking, the other side of the range. The same, we got manipulation above this height of the range. I knew we were gonna get something similar on the lower end of the range, okay? So now, we just got the manipulation, then we reclaimed, retested, and up. That was a perfect setup. So, I managed to catch a lot of the move, so it was nice. What I'm looking for now on Fed. We're at the same time on another big range. Okay, this is a local range. This is the macro range. Okay. Well, it would be. Oh God, yeah, this is low, important low. Okay, to hold. Also, this is a key low. Okay, on the macro. But yeah, okay, let's see. So we had a macro range. We got a nice manipulation below the low, below the range low. And then now we're just trading sideways now. We had a manipulation and we tapped the range low as well. So that could be seen as a manipulation, up, retest, and go. I mean, I expect this coin to go towards 30 cents and then 45. But I look for longs for this, for sure. Okay, now look, I'm looking at this. Okay, looking at this daily demand here. This is very interesting. We also have this flat bottom, which I'm gonna actually place an alert, because that would be a nice area to go long. Okay. I'm not planning on longing this right now, but I would really wanna get a sweep. Okay, of this flat candle onto one day demand, so I could long this at least to the range highs. I think I could get this. Okay. I think you can easily catch a 20% on this if you get it right. The thing is, would it hold this daily demand? I think it will. Yeah, I mean, maybe we wanna fuck around a bit more and then do another deviation onto Fibonacci, to these Fib levels, which go from here to here. Okay. Maybe, but that would actually convince me even more to long after the reclaim. Okay, if we get a nice double bottom here, and then we do the same behavior here, and then we reclaim, I would long my house as well here. Okay, but I think we won't get that yet. So I will, whenever we get a tap on this blue demand, I will look for longs. Okay, here, I would look for longs here. But the thing is, well, look at this trend line. But if from here, if we start breaking, if we break above this local range high and above this trend line, I will probably try to long this as well. But I would be more careful, more cautious, because it can easily be another sweep and then go down. But I wouldn't be very convinced if we get breakout, if we start getting a breakout here before we tap this demand. Okay, if we just go from here and then do this, I would think this is just a trap. Okay, and then we will go tap this demand and then we can go up. Okay, So look for longs on Fed down here. I think it's a good level. Okay. You can put these fib levels. Then reclaim these fib levels after tapping this demand, this flat daily, and up. So yeah, basically this is what I'm looking at right now. Well, these are some coins, but yeah, guys, if you want me to analyze any other coins, I'm more than down to do it. So yeah, see you guys on another video. I think I'll upload maybe in the weekend or Friday. I don't know. But yeah, see you on the next one, guys.